Okiru.
Hey guys, welcome to another Okiru podcast. And today, I'm just gonna be talking about, depending when you're listening to this, we're hopefully out of lockdown or we're still in it. And yes, we in Melbourne, we're in our 5th lockdown, and it kind of got to me this time around. But anyway, I'll speak about that. Continue on, and we'll start off with a quote by Dieter Uchtdorf. It's your reaction to adversity, not adversity itself, that determines how your life story will develop. And it's so true. It's how our reaction to things that determines what happens next. So, it's building those knowledge and the mental capacity to react, not become reactive to certain situations, and just to calm and take your time, take a deep breath, take a pause, and think before reacting immediately. And that's pretty much what happened with hearing this news of another lockdown happening. We just got out of another lockdown probably less than a month, and now we're back in it. I don't even know why. I don't really care anymore. I don't really follow the news or anything like that. I always hear it from people that talk, oh man, we got another lockdown coming. It's just people at work. It's I got lockdowns coming again. Oh, masks or blah blah blah. It's just constant complaining, and I try to distance myself from that and just let them speak. Who am I to say blah blah blah? Honestly, it can't be stopped arguing or making my opinions known, because why the heck does it matter? What's my opinion gonna change with the rules? So, but anyway, when that lockdown hit, it kind of got to me. It kind of got to me. I was man, I had so many plans, and we had so many podcasts lined up. We were ready. We were gonna make some moves, man. Stuff was happening, and then bam, lockdown in your face. And I was kind of angry. I got out of work that day, and I was a bit ticked off. So I went to the gym. In the gym last time, and usually I start warming up light, and it was back day. So I was alright, stuff it. I'm just going straight to 100 kilos, and then moved on to blah blah blah. And I was alright, today I'm gonna reach match what I was doing before the previous lockdown, which was 200 kilos for reps. And then I did it easily. And I was pretty happy. So I got my mood up, and then my mates were you know what, try it today. This is the day, man. Go for 220. I was alright. I was scared, man. I was so scared. 220. I've never tried lifting 220 kilos in my life. 210 was the max I've done for 2 reps, and I was alright, I'm happy with that. And my goal was 220, somewhere down the line this year. And we just said stuff for alright, let's go for 220. And I got to the weight and kneeled down, just wrapped my wrist straps on that bar. And my heart was just all that self-doubt was coming in. It's oh bro, you can't do this. You're not gonna be able to lift this weight. And I was man, I was believing that voice. But the crazy thing was I had my mates there, and they're just hyping me up, just geeing me up, man. Easy, this is lightweight, man. You got this. And that disbelief was still in me. It was hard to remove that, especially lifting a weight for the first time. That it's a bit daunting, when you go for a PR or lifting any type of heavy weight that you've never done before, because you don't know, you can't gauge out can I really do this? And I have to focus. That's what my mate always says. It's focus, deep breath, focus. And I was alright, deep breath, focus. And I was I started visualizing lifting that weight, and in my mind, I lifted it, easy, and I was ready. I was alright, let's do this. go into position, and I was just like, stuff it, I'm going for it. I felt the struggle for that moment, the initial part, and I just lifted it. It felt so easy. I don't know why, it just felt so light. And I drop it. I'm like, no, one rep's not enough. So I went for a second one, and that second one was tough. It was a struggle. Like your legs are shaking, your whole body's just like trying to, lift this weight up to the point of that lockout. And you just hear in the background like someone just saying, lock out, lock those hips in. I was like, alright, I gotta lock these hips in. And I locked it in, and I did it. I lifted 220 for 2 reps, and that to me felt so amazing. That's my PR. I know it's nothing big or amazing. There's so many other stronger people out there that does this for warm-ups, and like, I am in no comparison. But for me, it was success. To me, it was a win. And to start the lockdown with that win, it felt good. Like, initially I was just so angry, just like pissed off, and I kind of threw it at the gym, but controlled. So I was focused on my breath, always brought it back to that, just focus. And it just made me think like, I just need to slow down. I need to take a moment, take a deep breath, and just be present. Because that's what meditation does, right? It's being able to focus on the here and now. And I can't control what's going to happen when there's going to be a lockdown, or what restrictions are going to be. So what I can focus on is what I can control, the controllables. All right, what can I do? All right, how can I feel? All right, I feel good. All right, what wins can I have today? Just like that moment before the lockdown. All right, today at the gym, I'm going to try go for 200. I end up getting for 220, and that boosted my confidence so much. And you get home and you start doing work, you're so focused, you're like, I feel so amazing. And yeah, it's just remembering to focus what's happening. That's why for me, like, taking those deep breaths, doing my mentor taught me this box breathing technique that I use. Ever since he told me to use it, I've been using it like daily. I used to do it for meditation, but now I do it like in moments during at work when I have a chance, just like doing box breathing, and it just relaxes me. It makes me focus, and it brings me back to the present. Removing all those thoughts, all the clutter in your mind, what happened in the past, what's happening in the future, what's going to happen next, what am I going to do. Those are things that causes us to stress out, right? So I brought myself with that box breathing technique to be present. And breathing is such an important thing. It allows us to calm ourselves in certain situations where we can get super emotional, and then we will end up taking actions that we're going to regret. And this one time I had to really use that breathing technique because something very traumatizing happened, and it was out of my control, and I was about to make a stupid move, and I was panicking. I didn't know what to do. It felt like my life was ending, right? In those traumatizing moments, you don't know what to do. And all I could do was, all right, I gotta calm down. I need to take some deep breaths, focus, and make sure the actions that I take next are gonna be the ones I'm not gonna regret, right? And it's hard. It's difficult. It's not gonna be easy. And it happens to the best of us. Some of us will lose motivation. Some of us will go through moments when we're feeling angry, anxious, or traumatized. And some of those things are because of circumstances that are out of our control. And we just have to come back to our breathing and focus on this present moment right now, whatever it is that's happening. I don't know what's happening in your life. All I know what's helped me in those certain situations. It allowed me to calm myself, and I hope it can help you too. So one thing I was taught was that box breathing, which is a 6-beat box breathing. Just count your head, breathe in 6 beats, hold 6 beats, breathe out 6 beats, and exhale 6, and hold for 6 beats, and repeat as many times as you can, as you want to, and as comfortable excuse me, to the point where you can clear your mind and be focused on the present moment. So just know, like, as much as these things can happen, no matter what your development process is or how much you've grown, understand that you're gonna go through some certain struggles, and some situations are gonna make you pissed off. So it's what you can do in those moments to slow down and be present, and don't let the reaction, and don't react to the circumstance based on your emotions, and just try to make the best decision you can without getting too emotional about it, because then usually when you make those emotional decisions, you will most of the time regret it, in my opinion. But who cares what my opinion is? Like, what the heck do I know? I'm just speaking from my experience, guys. And yeah, look, you know, Sydney's in lockdown. They've been in lockdown for a while now. And Melbourne, we're back in it again. But I hope you guys stay safe wherever you guys are. And I hope you guys just be present in this moment right now, wherever you may be. And make sure you always do good. Just be a good person, man. We're all fighting our own battles. We're all going through our own problems. We never know what someone's going through. But the best thing you can do is just be kind and just be good to each other.